Good hot day. I like the tempo of practice again. I think the practices are being very, very competitive. And I'll tell you what, these young guys, I mean, I see a lot of these young guys learning as well as any group we've had as far as all positions. I mean, the defensive linemen, young D linemen, those receivers, the backs, I mean, all those kids are doing a really nice job of learning what to do. I'm very pleased because we're throwing a lot at them early and what they're doing. But the veterans are stepping up too and doing a good job. I think part of that is they're doing a great job of leading and helping those guys doing practice and assignments, and a lot of togetherness and good chemistry from what I see. But I like the competition. Running, you know, we ran it today and they stopped it and we ran it and they threw it, and I mean offense, defense, back and forth, very competitive. I like what I saw, and guys really helping each other. So from that standpoint, I was pleased with practice.
As far as the young guys go, is there anything you ask of them during the summer or after they commit to that maybe helps foster them coming in?
Well, I mean, you get them the information as quick as you're legally allowed to get them the playbooks and the videos and the different things that go on, and then get them here. And we had those 2-hour meetings, and these upperclassmen taking them under their wing and really showing them. And we can't do all those things. So I mean, all those things are all contributing factors, and then their willingness to learn and their maturity level. That's what I've been very pleased with.
Was Ryan Green up today?
Yeah, he was out. He had a hamstring. It's not pulled. It's just twins, and we wasn't going to push it.
You get to start to see a little bit more of the picture now. You get the shells on.
Yeah, it's more real football. I mean, you know, it was the first day out here, and they'll get better. And I saw a lot of good things, a lot of banging and clanging, and guys just being physical.
Sooner or later, what do you want to see to separate that jumble of receivers?
Consistency. I mean, guys knowing what to do, where to be, and making plays. I mean, you know, when that ball is thrown to you, and also, you know, being at the right spot at the right time. I mean, with the quarterback and understanding what he wants and how they want it. And I've been very pleased with the younger and the older receivers. I mean, not just those young guys are really jumping off at me, but those older guys are doing a real nice job also.
Would you prefer two guys to come out and like grab
How's
those
he hog
spots,
all
or?
the questions?
Just two, that's all. Would you prefer two guys to kind of step to the forefront?
I want the best players. I want the best players and the most consistent players.
How important is Rashad to that? You talked about consistency. He's a guy that's been so consistent.
He's got to be, and he's had, you know, big time quality action. You got to have a bell cow guy that you can lean on, and right now he's doing a really good job of that.
What about the other senior receivers like Christian Green?
I think Christian had a nice day. I thought Scooter did a nice job. I think they've all fit in well. I mean, getting reps and doing well.
How much is that about Nick O'Leary out there?
Big time. And I tell you, and I'm saying that Nick's doing a really nice job. Kerr and those two young freshman tight ends are really catching my eye. I mean, I think they're really good players. I like them.
Have you sensed that Bobo's carried any of the off-the-field stuff to practice, or he's been?
Nope. I tell you what. I mean, as far as what he's acting and doing right now, I mean, we got a lot of things to get through. But I've been very pleased with his effort, his consistency, and how he's doing things, and being where he's supposed to be, and just doing the right things and acting, having a very good attitude.
Are you talking about how he's? Are you talking about practice specifically, or
and off the field in meetings and what he's doing? Now I've been pleased, but now there's a long way to go in that whole process.
Coach, at what point do you start game planning for Oklahoma State in the game on the 3rd?
No, we don't worry until after the second scrimmage. We won't go into that until after our second scrimmage, and we got to identify what our guys are and what we think we can do, and then we'll have 10 or 12 days going into that game.
Have you ever had a team with 5 senior offensive linemen starting?
That's a good question. I'd have to think about that. We haven't here since I've been the head coach.
Coach, it seems after the first few days that JJ's been sticking really close with Jameis. Is that something that Jameis initiated, JJ you?
I hope that's common sense. But I think it's him. Just knowing, hey, that guy's the best in the business. I want to do what he does and study like he studies. And I tell you what, JJ's got really good arm talent. I've been very pleased with his ability and doing a nice job.
Coach, how are the defensive backs looking, and what do you expect from them?
I'll tell you what, now there's a lot of versatility. A lot of guys playing different positions. A lot of guys, you know, playing corners. I mean, they can cover. I mean, they can cover and they can play the deep ball, the underneath stuff, play little guys and big guys, which is rare. Some guys have a harder time with little quick guys, or they can play big guys. These guys are doing a very, very nice job. I've been very pleased with that secondary, extremely.
What were some things, Jalen had so much success as a freshman, what were the things that he needed to work on or wanted to try to work on?
You know, I think just, again, he came in to learn he got assignments, but then become so detail-oriented. I mean, I think once you get to that point, like Jameis, I mean, knowing what to do, and I mean, they played so much, you think, well, they know what to do, but now how detailed? Can they make those reads quicker? Can they help the guys around them be a better leader? Can they trigger different things? And then you could add more to their plate, you know, and moving them around to different positions to create matchup issues, you know, because Jalen's really a corner playing safety that can do both, you know what I mean? And if, you know, go out and play corner against a big guy, or play in the slot against a big guy, or play on a tight end, I mean, a lot of little detailed things, expanding his role.
Does he? I mean, from what we saw last year, there's so much upside.
Oh, I think so. I think there is. I mean, you can be extremely creative with that guy because of his length, but then he's so athletic and can do things like a little guy that it's unique. It really is. And then he's very intelligent and smart.
And how much does it open the defensive playbook when you have so many interchangeable parts like that?
Oh, it does, because you can create matchups. I mean, in team, you can move them around. But to do that, you have to have the ability to learn and process information, and that's where I think he and all those guys in the secondary do. But I'm going to say this up front, I was very pleased in the inside run with our D-line linebackers. I thought they did a nice job being very physical.
Jimbo, talk about how this young defensive tackle group has looked the part.
Yes, they have. Yeah, they're going to be. I'm not disappointed one iota with any of them. They got a chance to be really good players.
Jim, I know you say you have that competition everywhere, but with 5 senior offensive linemen, who maybe actually legitimately has a chance, the reserves, to push those guys? And
well, I think they all do. I'm very pleased with Kareem R. has really come through spring and what he's doing. Ruben's been in there. I mean, Ruben played up there against Aaron Donald the whole time we played at Pitt. I mean, and played in that game and did some great things. Wilson Bell's coming on. Chad Maverity's learning the things he's got to do. Who else am I missing? I'm trying to think. I got there's more linemen than ever, and I'm getting confused. That's what we did. We looked at the GPS things from what they did in practice. There was a whole list that long. I said, Dad, we ain't never had this many daggone offensive linemen.
Does that speak to the depth you guys have?
I mean, we're just quality guys, and we're getting, and it allows you to work guys smarter. You don't have to run them in the ground. Guys are because if you got a lot of skill guys and you don't have linemen, you're in team. Well, those guys got to take all the reps. So I mean, it's getting young guys in there. And you need to develop depth. We're good. I'm sorry.
Big defensive ends, the 6'7" kids. I mean, can you move at that size?
Oh, I'm glad they're on my team. I mean, those 3 guys. I mean, from where Ricky, big physical, got an active pass rush. Going to be really. Lorenzo is so athletic and can run. I mean, you think he's light, but he's strong. I mean, he can play with leverage and burst. I mean, change direction, can sink those hips and run a natural pass rusher, and got his wingspan so long. Jacob Pugh's doing a heck of a job. I mean, very pleased with those young guys, and a lot of length, and I mean, they're athletic now. I mean, they really are, and that's why I say I've been pleased with Mario. Big Mario Edwards, even though 300 pounds playing on that edge. Wow. I mean, he's right now. I'm extremely pleased with what he's doing.
Jimbo, how much does it help with a guy like Jalen? These freshmen that come in and see, all right, well, if I'm good enough, I'll get on the field. How much does it help?
I think it does tremendous. And I didn't realize this. They said this day we were recruiting. In the last 3 or 4 years, we've had 14 freshman All-Americans. We've had 4. That's almost 3 to 4 a year. I mean, you're only talking 22 on the whole country. So, I mean, you're having guys. So, that means if you come in ready and you're ready to play, we are willing to put you on the field and put you in a position to. And how we practice and develop these guys early, I think, is very critical, because get those great players, we want to get them out there. And I think it's very critical. And for guys coming in to say, hey, when I'm the best, I'll play.
Shouldn't that help with their pace and them trying to learn things, thinking, all right, well, if I'm good enough. Some kids might go to.
No doubt, yeah. It inspires you.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And that's the kind of guys you want here. Guys that want to get on that field quickly.
Jimbo, this isn't practice specific, but do you subscribe to the theory that at this level, more games are lost by a team than the opposing team actually, taking control and winning?
I think generally are, because you look at the mistakes. A lot of games are more mistakes that guys take advantage of. But I think games are won by teams that play the most consistent, and games are lost by teams that play the least consistent. And I think that's true. I mean, consistency is the key to everything. You got to repeat performance over and over and over. That's what athletics is about. Street's full of guys that can do it 1, 2, 3, 4, even 10 times. There's 70, 80 plays in the game, and the guys that are willing to do that. It's not just talent. There's a will and a discipline and all those different things that go into it.
Do you have time to even see how last year's guys are doing in the camps?
Yeah, we've touched base with guys or calling periodically. Talked to Timmy just the other day, Timmy Jernigan. Boy, he's doing really good. I've been getting some great reports of him. I heard KB's doing some really nice things. I mean, and we do keep a chance between practice. Devontae, I go over and all. I mean, they all have. Caught Devontae when he was down here, and then I've been getting some great reports from. I talked to some of their personnel people, the guys that know them, and call them and say, hey, you're right. These guys are pretty good. So we're very proud of our guys, and they're doing a good job. We do as much as we possibly can there.
Yeah, you were really high on Kelvin before the draft, and a lot of people weren't really as high on him. You were saying first should have been the first receiver taken off the board.
I think he's up there high. I think in his own unique way, he's as unique as anybody. I think those other guys are special. I don't mean to do that. I think there's some very unique things he'll do, and I'm there. He'll fall into a role. I'm sure. From what I'm hearing, he's doing really well, and I think he keeps the attitude and work ethic like he's doing right now. I think he'll have a tremendous career.